Bajaj Pulsar NS nameplate has been in the Indian market for almost a decade now. But it is now in 2023 that Bajaj has launched the updated Pulsar NS160 and the NS200. But what changes do these motorcycles get? That is exactly what I'll be telling you in this video. Also, I'll ride both of these motorcycles to let you folks know about our riding experience with the changes that Bajaj has made to these motorcycles. So without any further ado, let's kick things off. Design first. In terms of look, the Pulsar NS range has been a fearful design. It gets a mass-forward stance, and I should say that this was inspired by a Japanese leader-class motorcycles, and no doubt that Pulsar NS still holds its ground in terms of looks. You get this stubby, naked Street Fighter-like headlamp on the front and a very bulky tank with muscular shrouds. The split seat setup around the rear looks very great, and the tail tidy, which comes standard from the factory, accentuates its rear profile. Also, now coming to the changes that Bajaj has made to these motorcycles, well, you now get a new paint scheme with new body decals. Along with that, it now has a rather hefty appeal to its front face. How? With the addition of these upside down forks, and these upside down forks are added on both models, NS160 and NS200. What do you guys think of these motorcycles in today's era in terms of looks? Let us know in the comments below. Now this one puts out the best in-class power and torque figures of 24.5 PS and around 18.5 Nm as its max torque. It gets a 6-speed manual gearbox, and the motorcycle sits on a perimeter frame. Along with that, it gets a chunky box section, swing arms and tire on both of these motorcycles, a 100 section on the front and 130 section on the rear. Now coming back to the change, that is the upside down forks. Now it has certainly reduced the unsprung mass on both of these motorcycles. Along with that, the Pulsar NS200 is now 3 kilos lighter than the model it replaces. What all of this means is the motorcycle feels slightly more peppier when you're around the corners and even on the straight line and in city traffics as well. And when you are tipping the motorcycle into a corner, it is now slightly more confidence inspiring, I'll say. Now coming back to the NS160. The NS160 puts out 17.2 PS and around 14.6 Nm of max power and torque outputs respectively, whereas it comes with a 5-speed gearbox, and this motorcycle gets oil cooling, whereas the NS200 gets liquid cooling. Also, there's a Kickstarter available on the NS160, which is not the case with the NS200. Also, this one feels slightly lighter, but it comes with the same suspension setup on the front, and the perimeter frame is the same too. Another change that we have on both of these motorcycles is the addition of dual channel ABS, which is making both of these motorcycles a tad bit more safer when conditions are not on your side. Along with that, Bajaj is also claiming that the wheels on both of these motorcycles come from the Pulsar N160 and N250. Now, there's some other change that Bajaj has made onto these motorcycles. What are that? Well, some slight revisions to the instrument cluster. It now comes with distance to empty and your fuel economy readout. However, the overall layout of the motorcycle's instrument cluster, it remains the same. Now coming to the meat of the matter, should you consider buying one of these motorcycles in today's age or not? Let's sum this video up. Well, the Pulsar NS160 is priced at rupees 1.35 lakh at showroom, while the NS200 is priced at around rupees 1.47 lakh at showroom. Now, both of these motorcycles are in the same ballpark figure as their closest rival, the Apache RTR 160 4V and the RTR 200 4V. But why you should consider these motorcycles over their rivals? Well, I have a couple of points to mention. First and foremost is the styling. I still feel that the Pulsar NS range still has that naked Street Fighter credentials in bulk. And talking of bulk, these motorcycles certainly have an impeccable road presence, and the quality and the overall equipment levels that you are getting over here are on par with the rivals as well. However, they do miss out on connected features and a couple of more electronic gadgetry, but I am not a big fan of riding modes and similar stuff on motorcycles of this capacity. However, what I like is the sheer performance which is offered on both of these motorcycles. They have a 4-wall configuration and come with perimeter frame, and now upside down forks and dual channel ABS come as standard on these pocket rockets. So I think that they certainly have an edge over the competition, even though the NS badge and the design has been in the market for over 10 years now. This was all from my side. For now, take care.